Hello! I have a market in 2-ish weeks, and that means I need to restock my products because I haven't restocked anything or made new things to sell in a long time since my last market, which was in the spring. So I need to make some stuff. For my last market, I embroidered some frogs on some felt material that I used to create some banners or like pennants to hang on a wall. And for this one, I decided that I would use fabric that looked a little more like a tapestry and then embroider on that and add a little bit of tassels to those. As I brainstormed a bunch of embroidery ideas for my autumn market, I landed on my frog design and some different fruit and vegetables, definitely some fall foliage, acorns, and mushrooms. Growing up, I remember that in the fall, that was when my dad was out foraging for mushrooms like crazy to bring them home and share with the family. Ta-da! We got a cutie little mushroom shirt. So sweet. For the rest of the things that I want to make, I want to do this pale green t-shirt, and I want to do this sort of pullover. It's very like chunky and cozy. And then I have some beanies that I want to do. I think that's it. Yeah, because I finished all of my little mini tapestries. Look how cute. They're just so regal. Little frog prints tapestries. I just gotta work on those things, and then I'll have my inventory built back up. I'm trying to remember when I started embroidering frogs, because now that seems to be a running theme of my shop or my markets that I vend at. And I love embroidering them. I enjoy it so much, and they're kind of the mascot of my brand. If I have a brand, then they are it. And I don't know how that happened. I don't remember making a decision that I would embroider a lot of frogs. But here I am, and I'm definitely not mad about it. Last night I finished my Acorn Guardian embroidery. He's awesome. He looks a lot like the sketch that I did, so I'm happy about that. This was like my acorn oak sketch page. To get ideas for some acorn embroidery, I decided to do an acorn guardian on this one, and he just looks so good. I did a poll on my Instagram to see what I should embroider on this pullover, and the majority said acorn garland. So I'm gonna include like the oak leaves in that. Another new development, which you might have noticed from last night's embroidery, is this guy. Ta-da! It's an arm for holding. It's got a clamp to hold my embroidery. So it's attached to the desk. It's got an arm that moves up and down. It's got this 360 little swivel. And then I can just go like this. Pop! I can embroider. Ta-da! Without destroying my wrists.
Fate's so serious.
Yeah. I'm too serious.
Trying to make him taller, he just ended up more blobby. It looks good.
Okay.
I like the cap looks good on him too.
Yeah, good. How did you do that? How on earth did you make this into that?
At the last market, I made some grout sculptures, and they were just for decoration, but some people ended up wanting to buy them. So this time I decided to make some for the purpose of selling, and I called them my grout babies.
I tried so
Gavin
hard.
confused. Is that ghost or
Looks
what?
like an egg.
What is that?
You
It's
should
a
make it. You should
ghost.
make it a fried egg.
Huh?
It's a ghost.
A ghost.
A ghost.
A ghost.
It is a ghost.
She was a fairy. Somewhere in the deep annals of history lies a place called the Unknown.
I think it's more impressive what you did.
Oh, thank you. Rosa was not impressed. She did not care.
I thought it was cool. I said, whoa.
You were like, You were an island to thyself. I've always said that they don't include the whole.
Ooh, you guys got a lot done.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Thank you.
That's good. Making more money, huh?
Top Gun Maverick. More money. Why are you
Making
saying?
money, huh?
Huh? Yeah.
Your voice just went like full Betty Boop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for Faith and Esther for helping me paint all of these. It would have taken way longer if I was doing it by myself. But the main ones we have are the frog inside a pumpkin, we got the dumpling, the ghost with acorn hat, mushroom, frog with acorn hat, plain ghost, and some other random ones. So far, this is what I have accomplished for clothing items for the market. This pullover, I did half. I didn't do the other side. Along the same vein, I got this frog. It almost looks like he's surrounded by broccoli. He's an oak leaf frog. And I might add some more leaves or some more definition to the acorns because they're kind of hard to see actually, which is a bummer. He's just a plain frog boy. And then this guy, he's on a little leaf. What I want to do now is this hat, which I think I'm going to do a persimmon. It's such a beautiful, like, rich blue color, and I think the persimmon color will stand out and be so pretty. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I have this one that I really want to embroider on, but I don't know what I will embroider on it. I really like the texture. I like that style a lot. I might even just do like an acorn garland. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to brainstorm. Thank you.
I didn't realize how many of these ones I ended up getting.
The orange ones.
Yeah, because I was like, maybe they're like, lighter colors and they all end up being the same, so I should have got more like
That's
the
okay.
warp ones.
Today's market day. I'm going to pack everything up. I have a couple hours before I need to get there. Some of the grout babies, these guys, some of these guys need touch-ups. And I don't have the paint that I thought I had here, or at least I can't find it here in my apartment. So I gotta go back to my parents' house and use their supplies. Which is fine. It's all fine. Yeah. Gavin surprised me yesterday with some pumpkins, so I'm going to use those, some of those as decor for the table. And then my friend let me pick some rose hips from her garden, and I was going to use them for cooking something, but Faith came over and looked at them and she was like, they're not really ripe. So they're going to be decor, and then we'll see if they ripen. I feel I'm a little overwhelmed and I'm a little nervous because the last market was so great and it was so successful, and the one before that was so terrible. So I just, you know, there's got to be an average one to even it all out. But maybe it's fine, and it'll be fine, and it'll just be fun. It's all about having fun. Yay! You know what you could do? You could stand on that thing. Love it. Yeah. I'm a climber now.
Yeah, there you are. Good.
Because the theme of the market was early fall, it was called Back to Cool Market. Each vendor got to have their Back to Cool picture taken like a school photo. Hello. So, the market is done. I did a really bad job. I did a really bad job filming at the market. I don't think I've ever been that anxious at a market before. That was a little wild. Esther went to her car to get me some grounding tools, like this little clacky snake thing that twists in different directions that I could play with, and a pine cone that smelled like cinnamon, because I was so anxious. Sometimes that's just how it goes. These are my things that I bought at the market. There were a lot of vintage vendors, and that is my weakness. So one of the shops had a $3 pile, and this was in that pile. I was like, is this supposed to be in there? And she was like, yeah, it hasn't sold for a lot of my events. And I just decided to put it in that bin, and I was like, okay. It's a beautiful wool coat, and it's like long, it's like a trench. It's soft and warm, and I brought it home. Gavin was like, don't you have a couple wool coats? And I was like, yes. But it was this color. I don't have a chocolate brown one. I got this awesome thing, which is a corduroy, kind of like a jumper style dress. 100% cotton corduroy, and I love this color. I love the pleating. I love the buttons. It's so cute, and it looks good. I mean, it's like slightly loose on me, which I don't mind having some room to move around and run around in it. That would be kind of fun. I love corduroy. Okay, and then this kind of goes with it, but also can be its own thing. Okay, it's got like a slight puff to the sleeve, but the best part of it is this collar. The collar goes around, it's kind of like a sailor collar. It goes around the back in a square, and then the front has a square as well, and it's got a little bit of white embroidery, and it's just very sweet. Oh, last thing I got, I really love scrunchies that have like some texture to them, some like sculptural aspect in a sense. I don't know, but I love this. This thing's cute, and this is Peruvian. So yeah, I really regret not filming all these vendors because they were awesome, but I was too anxious to do it, sadly, so I didn't. For a recap of the market, it was not very heavy with foot traffic. The venue is beautiful, and people go there to hang out, and there's lots of tables all around, and people were sitting at the tables getting drinks, but not so many people were actually looking at the vendors. People were kind of there to sit and chill. In total, I made $237. So that's not excellent, but it's not bad. There was no table fee for this event. Getting to know the market community a little better is always really nice, and it's cool to have that camaraderie with other vendors and other artists in Baltimore. It's just like fun. So in that sense, that kind of networking is a good time. And some of my friends came to visit and buy things, and that was really sweet. So I got to see them, and a lot of people came to support me. That was really nice. So I appreciate that, and I don't take that for granted. I sold 3 hats. I sold 2 strawberry guardians and 1 plain frog. And I sold a lot of grout babies. I like that those like kind of wacky things sold. And those prices I could keep low because grout is super cheap, and they were not a ton of work to create. They were pretty quick. But tabling at a market is always an adventure, and I never know what to expect. I feel like showing the public my art and asking them to buy it is very vulnerable and embarrassing in a sense, even though it's not. But I think that is part of where my anxiety comes from, you know, setting up a table in front of a bunch of strangers and people just looking, and it's like a lot of social interaction. That is something that I can definitely grow in. And that's all. Yeah, I'm gonna put the rest of my stuff on Etsy, all the things that didn't sell. But thanks for coming along for the ride, and I'll see you next time.
Woodloo, woodloo, the life of Rosalind is the life for